What is the overall aim of this examination? Paper 17, which is auditing and other assurance services. It's basically to consolidate knowledge and understanding of the processes of executing and completing an audit and preparation of the audit report in compliance with international standards on auditing and the Uganda regulatory framework. The student is also expected to develop knowledge and insights of performing other assurance engagements. Yeah? So there is audit, then there is other assurance engagements. Then there is preparing an audit, basically doing an audit from start to finish. But the general comments that audit and other assurance services assumes that you have knowledge of all other papers in the CPA syllabus, especially paper 8, which is about financial reporting, paper 12, which is about auditing and professional ethics and values, paper 13, which is advanced financial reporting, and paper 14, public sector accounting and reporting. Yeah? So it is assumed you have this knowledge. Then the examination consists of 2 sections. These are obvious things, I think. A, which is 50 marks and is compulsory, and then B, it is also 50 marks because you have to do 2 questions of 25 marks each. Yeah? Almost all the chapters in the syllabus will be examined or are examinable in one sitting. So there is no need for students. There is a need for students to cover the whole syllabus as they prepare for exams. Okay? Or said the other way around, that there is no need for you to spot. And say for me, I will read chapters 4, 5, 6. I will not read 10, 12 like that. Because chances are high that the exam is going to pick from all the aspects of the syllabus. Now, there is an increasing demand for employers to have CPA holders who have the practical skills and therefore require minimal training at the workplace. The exams for paper 17 are therefore tailored to a working environment. Yeah? Out there, people are talking, whether in government or in private sector, people are working towards cutting training budgets. The expectations. It is expected that students will demonstrate understanding and ability to advise on regulatory, professional, and ethical issues. And therefore, you are likely to come across some parts of an examination testing you in that area. And then you are also expected to demonstrate an understanding of the risk assessment and planning procedures. For those who are not in the audit profession yet, risk assessment and planning procedures is the beginning of an audit. For those who are already doing auditing, this you know. Then you are expected to show ability to prepare audit working papers, documentation, or documenting the tests performed to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. Yeah? When you go to audit, there are people who remain behind waiting for you to bring the work and they look at it. But he expects that when you come back, you are going to report what you have done. Yeah? So what are you going to bring back? It's basically your working papers and the evidence that you have collected from the field. knowledge of issues associated with group audits. Yeah? Group audits. This is particularly for the private sector. Then ability to use audit evidence gathered to form an audit opinion. Yeah? How many times, for those who have sat more than once, how many times have you seen something about the audit opinion? Demonstrate knowledge to perform internal audit engagements and manage the internal audit functions. Yeah? Auditing and other professional, other assurance services, we said it has the elements of external audit and internal audit. And so it is also possible and also highly likely that you can be tested to demonstrate strong skills or knowledge in performing internal. And then you have to demonstrate ability to conduct forensic audits and investigations. Now, this, let me tell you that today, every organization you will go to, the biggest question that is bothering CEOs is fraud. Then we have to demonstrate understanding of the management of an audit firm. If you end up in the external audit, then you need to know how an audit firm is managed. And before you get out of this course, the people who are in charge of examinations, like Charles, he told you, they have to be satisfied that when you go out there, you will surely be able to manage the audit firm. You will have knowledge about managing an audit firm. And you have to be able to discuss emerging issues in auditing. Yeah? Contemporary issues. What are the new trends in the profession? In the day-to-day life, a wide range of people and regulators are now interested in the annual reports and financial statements. Of course, the list is long. This is academic. Yeah? The list is long of those who want to use information of auditors. Yeah? By this time, you know. But what I want to show you here is that there are many people out there. And so for us to get to that level, some of these aspects have to be tested, whether they have been properly understood. Yeah? It is evident that there is need to have external persons independent of management and owners to audit the entity's financial statements for the various reasons. Yeah? Annual reports might not be accurate, the management reports. So that's why you are expected to give an opinion on them. Yeah? The annual reports may also may not meet the requirements of respective regulators. Management of the entity may choose to deliberately mislead the users of annual reports. I'm sure these ones you know. Yeah? So if management can do that, then the only hope is in auditors, that you will come and independently assess these things. So if you come and do it, it's only fair that what you come up with is a good job. And so the institute has to be satisfied that when you go out there, you are going to do a good job. And it is also good for yourselves. When you do something good, you walk with your head high. You get it? When you are passing in the corridors, you know, and people are saying, you know, it is that one who helped here. Failure to present answers in a professional manner as required by some of the questions. Yeah? And it's not uncommon to see questions asking you to prepare extracts, to make recommendations, to do discussions, to evaluate, to make brief notes, to make presentations, failure to answer the specific questions or question requirements due to failure to take note of key words in the questions and mark that word, key words. And I'm not saying go there and begin to describe the key words. Yeah? But the key words should help you to focus. Okay? If it is worth describing or defining, go ahead and do it. Yeah? But they are meant to make you focus, as we shall be seeing in some examples. Not applying knowledge to question scenarios, but simply reproducing the contents of the scenario. Yeah? Giving few answers than allocated marks per question. More marks allocated to a question imply the need for more answers, because each answer is likely to earn a candidate a maximum of 1 to 2 marks. Yeah? So if a particular section of a question is allocated 16 marks, what do you expect? It would also be expecting too much if the examiner expected you to produce 16 points so that you get 1 mark. Lack of broad knowledge of the subject and relevant standards, implying that the candidates don't read widely. Giving generic answers, even where it is not necessary. Yeah? Talk about procedures. Everybody will be writing review board minutes. Now, even where the scenario doesn't talk about or is not in any way referring to reviewing things to do with the board, but somebody review board minutes. Yeah? Answering questions without following the chronological order and hence scattering answers throughout the answer sheet. Yeah? I know here you want to urge and say, but if somebody is looking through the script, just look everywhere to get these things. Yeah? But I will show you how this can be problematic. You do question 1, which is 50 marks. It has A up to maybe E. Okay? Now you do A, B, C, you jump. Okay? You finish that. You go to section B. You do a question, you finish it. You go to the last question, which has part A and part B. You also do that one. Now at the end, you put C for question 1 without even indicating that this is 1C. You get it? And I mean, it may be that even the person who has marked number 1 is not the one who's going to mark number 4. You get it? There is that chance. So, the person who has marked number 1 and is not going to mark number 4 has identified that you have not done part C. Because the best they can do is to flip through to see if there is 1C somewhere. They reach up to the end, there is no 1C. You get it? Probably it will be detected by somebody who will be looking at number 4 to know that this number is only A and B. Then update yourself with knowledge on the current developments in accountancy profession from the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, International Accounting Standards Board, International Auditing and Assurance Standards Board, you know. And when I was starting, I also said you need to interest yourself, even if you are in the private sector. Yeah? Interest yourself in what is happening in government business. Present your answers in a professional manner as required by questions. This one I have already said, that you have 120 minutes and you have to answer those questions, which means you have 2 seconds, 2 minutes and 1 minute and 2 seconds to give an answer. And this you can check yourself. Honestly, if you see yourself writing 3-4 pages for a question which says you have 5 marks here or 3 marks, you are cheating yourself, yeah? And you might be headed for not good things. Be concise and precise as you answer the questions. For example, if a question offers 5 marks, do not write more than 1 page, except in exceptional circumstances. Yeah? What are the exceptional circumstances? Probably it might be 5 marks, but when they have said discuss, you get it. So to discuss, really, it can't be in 2 lines. Yeah? That one might require you to write a little more. Take note of key terminologies in the question, such as audit risks, business risks, audit procedures, audit evidence, ethical issues, and know their meaning beforehand. Yeah? These keywords, I think in the example I will demonstrate why they are sometimes misused or not picked properly. Do not reproduce contents of the scenario. This I have already said. Give as more answers as you know, but of course being mindful of time. Yeah? I already talked about that example. Avoid giving generic answers. I not say much again. Endeavor to present your answers in paragraph form so that it is easy to read and understand. Answer questions in a chronological order and avoid scattering answers throughout the answer sheet. You'd rather leave space than having a section of the question answered in between other sections. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Now, in case you have poor handwriting, and by the way, this doesn't mean that if somebody has poor handwriting, they are guaranteed to fail. No. They pass. Because somebody must make sure, while you struggled here and failed to read, yeah, people will have sleepless nights to make sure they read and understand what the person is trying to put across. Somebody cannot fail on the account of writing poorly, yeah? So, but you can do it better. And this is how you can do it. If possible, have headings for each point. And this is not only for those who are writing poorly. Even some of you who have good handwriting, yeah? If you are talking about business risk, write business risk and then go ahead to talk about business risk. What is it? What it does? How does it arise? How can it be avoided? You get it? So there you have helped the examiner. One, you are demonstrating that you can make a good presentation, yeah? But also you have helped the person who is looking at your script right from the word go to know this person is trying to talk about business risk. Even if you get somewhere and begin to get lost, yeah, at least they still have it that you intended to talk about business risk altogether. But of course I know why you may be avoiding to do that. Then the person reading the entire paragraph will follow through properly. Now the challenge is that in that paragraph, yeah, the first 3 lines, there's nothing that indicates that the person is talking about business risk. The first 3 lines. Then you meet it in the 4th line. And in the 5th line, again it digresses into another thing. And the paragraph ends on the 6th line. Yeah? So the person will get lost. Start with those questions you think are easier. Remember, you are looking for 50 marks. Okay, I shouldn't have said you are looking for 50 marks because we also want people to win prizes. I understand they give prizes. Yeah? Don't go for 50. 50 is for what? Eh? For just passing. You know these are professional exams, but it is still okay for you. Let me tell you, when you go to the world of employment, yeah? Yes, you all have CPA. You get it? The day somebody will put out a certificate that they were the best in auditing and other assurance services, yeah? And you all have CPA, you'll have trouble getting the job and they leave that person. Yeah? So, aim for more than 50. If the worst comes the worst, then you settle for 50. Professionally, that is acceptable. Yeah? Attempting less than the required number of questions will guarantee failure unless you are an exceptional student. I've already discussed this. Now, about 2 or 3 examples. This is a question. Recommend to the audit team the principal audit procedures to be carried out before the inventory count. What are the keywords? Is there a difference between a review engagement and an audit? There is a difference. Yes, there is a difference. Yeah? But because people have not taken keen interest in the keywords, they begin to answer audit engagements instead of review engagements. Yeah? And surely you will have failed professionally. Yeah? You'll be answering, you'll have good answers, but for a wrong question. Yeah? So having said that, it is a common saying that by failing to prepare, you are preparing to do what? And life is what you make it. If you fail, laugh at it and come back strongly. Yeah? Never lose hope. I'm glad when we started, some of you told me you are doing it for the second time and beyond. That is the spirit that you should have. Okay? And surely you are destined to succeed. Thank you very much.